Day delay on President Tinubu drug probe document. On the foreign scene, activists claim drone strike on Gaza bound 8 sheep. I'm Ifechuku Moyele with the news. Now, a Labour lawyer, Emma Nwosu, says the Nigerian Labour Congress in Rivers State was right to have stopped representatives of the Rivers State government from speaking at the low-key May Day event yesterday. Dr. Nwosu, a lecturer at the Rivers State University, told our correspondent that if Labour had allowed them to address the workers, it would have amounted to blowing hot and cold at the same time. Dr. Nwosu said the government officials were not invited and could not have been given the platform to address workers. As you may know, Rivers State government officials were not allowed to address workers during yesterday's May Day celebration in the state. It comes as the Nigerian Labour Congress in Rivers State held a quiet Workers' Day celebration in compliance with the directive from their national body. Recall that the national body, in a letter, directed that the event in Rivers State be low-key because of the current political situation. The NLC said the day should be used to reflect and call for the return of proper democratic governance in the state. Our correspondent reports that a team from the state government, including the secretary to the government, acting head of service, and some permanent secretaries attended the event uninvited but were not allowed to speak to the workers. Meanwhile, the NLC chairman in Rivers State, Alex Agwanwo, has called on the sole administrator of the state, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, to urgently begin a peaceful reconciliation process that would pave the way for the return of the democratically elected government while addressing workers' changes locally.
As we have said, we have working relationship with our elected representatives under the democratic system of government. We also urge the sole administrator to facilitate the peaceful reconciliation process that he has been saddled with to expedite the quick return of our elected representatives as it is in other states of the Federation. So I want to restate again that NLC is open to engagement for any kind of engagement that will facilitate the return of democratic elected governance in Rivers State. And we want to appeal to all stakeholders in this peace process to facilitate the process as soon as possible.
Agwanwa noted that several challenges facing the union, such as the provision of buses for the NLC and its affiliate bodies, remain unresolved due to the current lack of a democratically elected leadership.
We have challenges which ordinarily, if we have democratically elected government today in Rivers State, our expectation is that this year, considering the difficulty in administration of our federal affiliate unions in terms of transportation, we are expecting that buses will be given out to all the affiliate unions to ease the business of union activity within the state, making an appeal to the government whenever to also consider providing operational vehicles for the state secretariat and also to all affiliate unions of the Congress of NLC in Rivers State.
The Rivers NLC chairman, however, commended the sole administrator for approving the payment of the increased pensioner minimum wage to pensioners in the state.
We are very happy to hear this morning from the sole administrator address that the 2,000 pension have been approved as a constitutional adjustment to all pensioners to cushion economic hardship after the minimum wage of 70,000 was approved without the pensioners not being beneficiary. Adopting the 2,000 federal government for all federal civil servants pensioners for the state workers is a welcome development for Rivers State workers regards to the pensioners' welfare. But we want to also appeal that the gratuity payment of pensioners should be put as a priority.
In the same vein, the chairperson of the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria in Rivers State, Gloria Babakaye James, while speaking on the sole administrator's directive for the implementation of the new salary wage for their workers, appealed that the implementation start from April's salary.
Implementation of our CONHENS being consolidated health salary structure has just been given directive to be implemented because this issue has been lingering for years. Suspended governor has given that approval, but yet the principal officers of the local government bluntly refuse to adhere to those instructions or days. The sole administrator gave a marching order for the treasurers and HLGAs to implement the CONHENS. We are waiting for the salary of the health workers to be paid this April for us to confirm the implementation of the salary health structure.
Now, on the spot, the spokesperson of retirees in River State, Sam Eke, urged the sole administrator to release the monthly 2 billion naira meant to offset the arrears owed retirees.
As at when due, monthly pension, I have to emphasize on that. But the gratuity and the arrears were owed by the previous administration during Nyesom Wike's administration. And up to date, those arrears cannot be cleared because they are in huge sum. So we are pleading that he should release the 2 billion the former governor was releasing so that the Ministry of Finance can use that to clear the arrears and also attend to gratuity and death benefits. That is our prayer, the defined benefit scheme. So we are asking that something meaningful should be done so that elder statesmen that have served the state meritoriously could not suffer in the midst of this political crisis.
The chairman of Nigeria Union of Journalists in River State, Paul Bazia, also spoke.
And all democratic structure suspended. And so the workers here are not comfortable with that. And that's why you see us celebrating on a low-key. I wish that democratic structures are restored so that we can go back to our normal life. Workers are not happy with our situation. They feel that you can declare state of emergency and still have democratic structures on ground, deploy troops to ensure that there is security and protection of our... Today we heard the broadcast from the sole administrator. He has promised that all of that will be restored. So I think those are the contributing factors to why the mood is like this and the turnout is also like that.
Meanwhile, at the TUC Secretariat, members danced and sang in a spirited show of solidarity. The Secretary of TUC in River State, Sunday Danagogo, echoed similar concerns, calling for an immediate end to emergency rule in the state and warning of its economic and social consequences. He said the emergency declaration has disrupted livelihoods and created an atmosphere of fear. He also said no democratic society can thrive where elected leaders are arbitrarily removed at the whims of the president. Meanwhile, organized labor is asking President Bola Tinubu to immediately reverse what it describes as the unconstitutional suspension of the elected government of River State via a state of emergency. The president of the NLC, Joe Ajaero, and the president of the Trade Union Congress, Festus Osifo, made the demand during the May Day rally in Abuja yesterday. The union also demanded for the upward review of the retirement age for all categories of civil servants. Still on this, a lecturer, Dr. Sunday Edum, has called on government at all levels to be more deliberate in improving workers' welfare. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, Edum criticized the absence of May Day incentives and lack of a conducive environment in some ministries, agencies, parastatals, and institutions.
There should be increment in salary. There should be a conducive environment where workers are working well. In fact, the welfare of workers is very, very important. Before that Workers' Day, we expect to receive alerts. Workers should start receiving alert in lieu of the celebration, not just their salary. Give them something to make them happy because they are working so hard, but nothing comes. Even the little salary you're supposed to pay them, you have denied them. So what kind of celebration are we doing? I know Nigerian government is allowing it to happen because it's an international experience. If it's something that was being organized by Nigerians, I'm very sure that they will have stopped it. The government is not even interested in keeping a day for workers to be free.
Coming up next, FBI requests more time to release records of President Tinubu investigation. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The Adebe Nuzibia Forum, AYF, in Rumodomaya Clan, Obiakpo local government area, says it has elected and inaugurated new executives with Bright Dike Eberendo as its new chairman. The new executive will serve for a 2-year tenure. Speaking to journalists after his inauguration, the new chairman of Adebe Nuzibia Forum, Mr. Bright Dike Eberendo, thanked the members for giving them the opportunity to serve. Dike Eberendo also promised to support the state sole administrator and local government administrator to ensure security and maintain peace and order in Adebe. in Adebe Nuzibia Youth Forum in Rumodomaya Clan. He also said his administration would create employment opportunities for the youth.
By the special grace of God, today I have been elected as the youth chairman of Adebe Nuzibia Youth in Rumodomaya Clan. We have to work to see how we can bring new development where the former executive have stopped. We will start from there. Every other outstanding project must be carried on. We will carry the people along to ensure that we will help the less privileged in terms of job opportunity. Those doing business, we will ensure that there is peace, there won't be disturbance to them. We will work, we will carry everybody along.
Now, he also announced the dissolution of all outstanding committees set up by the previous administration and called on everyone to join hands with his administration to move Adebe Nuzibia Youth in Rumodomaya Clan forward.
By the power vested on me as the chairman of Adebe Nuzibia Youth in Rumodomaya Clan, I stand here to dissolve every other outstanding committees set up by the past executive. I stand here to thank the people of Rumodomaya, Adebe Nuzibia in Rumodomaya Clan. I thank each and every one of us who have made this thing possible today for me to be the new elected chairman of Adebe Nuzibia Youth in Rumodomaya Clan.
Our correspondent reports that other members of the executive include Kerry Gospower Mbata as vice chairman, Clifford Echeku as secretary, Thank God Ogunka as financial secretary, Bethel Tassier as treasurer. Others are Chisu Mbata, assistant secretary, and Chimenem Precious Ekwe as provost. Away from that, the trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has resumed before Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court, Abuja, with the cross-examination of principal witness. At the hearing on Wednesday, the court had granted the request of the federal government for witness to testify behind the screens. The prosecution counsel is led by Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Adeboyega Owomolo, while former Attorney General of the Federation, Kano Agabi, is leading the defense team. Amnesty International has accused President Bola Tinubu's administration of lacking a clear and effective strategy to tackle the growing wave of violence by armed groups. The criticisms follow the killing of the chief imam of Maru Juma's Mosque in Zamfara State, Alkali Salihu Suleiman, along with his 3 children. The human rights organization said the killing, which occurred after the bandits received 11 million naira of the 20 million naira ransom they demanded, shows the Nigerian government's lack of any effective plan to curb mass atrocities that have plagued the country for years. The group also criticized the federal government's silence and inaction over repeated attacks, saying bandits now act with growing impunity across Zamfara and other states. In other news, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Drug Enforcement Administration have requested a 90-day extension from a United States District Court to produce documents relating to an alleged drug investigation involving President Bola Tinubu dating back to the 1990s. The request was submitted on Thursday in a joint status report filed with the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. The case stems from a series of Freedom of Information Act requests by an American legal transparency advocate and founder of the platform Plainsight, Aaron Greenspan. In business, the Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria says the landing cost of premium motor spirit petrol has now averaged 870 naira per litre. In entertainment, actress Funke Akindele has revealed that she will contest for political office again. In sports, Manchester United have agreed a deal to sign 18-year-old French forward Enzo Cana Biek from Le Havre. Just in, some Rivers women staged a walk out from an empowerment program organized by the First Lady of Nigeria. The event took place today at the DUI Center in Port Harcourt today. Details will come your way later.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Now, activists who were planning to sail an aid ship to Gaza say it was struck by drones in international waters off the coast of Malta, appearing to accuse Israel of being behind the attack. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition said its ship, the Conscience, was targeted at 23 local time on 0023 local time on Friday, and issued an SOS signals right after the attack. The group said it had planned to sail to Gaza and challenge Israel's illegal siege and blockade there. The Maltese government said everyone aboard the ship is confirmed safe and that a fire on board the ship was brought under control overnight.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Labour lawyer Emma Nwosu has backed Rivers NLC decision to stop state government officials from addressing workers. Amnesty International has accused President Tinubu of lacking clear strategy to tackle insecurity. FBI is seeking a 90-day delay to release President Tinubu's drug probe document. On the foreign scene, activists have claimed that a drone struck a Gaza-bound aid ship. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS on WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.
I get a good feeling, yeah.